Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about 5 things that narcissists do when they're alone. First of all, let me say this. Narcissists generally hate to be alone, okay? They always need to have somebody or someone around. So they need to fill that void, that emptiness inside them. So I'm going to get into 5 ways they do that, okay? Number 1, the narcissist, when they're alone, they're all about their addictions. Understand this, when you're dealing with a narcissist, 99% of the time, they have some sort of addiction. And go listen to my podcast where I talked about the addictions of the narcissist. A lot of them have closet addictions. They may be drinkers, they may be into drugs, they may be into pornography. They have some sort of addiction going on, okay? Because narcissists always need to feel pleasure, instant gratifications. Some are sex addicts, all right? So when they're alone and they're not around you, all right, they're going to want to do these addictions. And a lot of times you don't even know a narcissist has an addiction because they hide it. So when narcissists are alone, they're going to be, they're going to be engulfing themselves in these types of addictions, okay? Next thing that a narcissist does when they're alone is what better thing to do than to jump on social media, troll social media, look for new supply, be on every single dating app, be on social media platforms, inboxing other people. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, handsome. Hey, sexy. Okay. This is what they're doing. They're trying to gather up as much supply as they can. The more, the merrier. Okay. Nothing is enough for the narcissist. So they're going to be on that social media, liking people's pictures, hoping to get a response out of them. And this is what they love to do. They love to, when they see a supply that they like, let's say somebody on Instagram or, Facebook or something, they're going to like all that person's pictures. They're going to send them friend requests, and then they're going to hope that they respond to them, and then they'll take it from there and be an inbox. They love Facebook Messenger, all right? So many of them, when they're alone, they're on Facebook Messenger inboxing everybody, okay? Or adding people to their fake profiles, their catfish profiles, and trying to gather up more and more and more supply, all right? They always want to have, a backup to a backup. So they're going to be, doing their addictions, drinking, drugging, watching pornography, smoking, all these kind of things, and they'll be on social media, entertaining themselves. This is all entertainment for the narcissist. They love it. They love to be on social media or dating apps, and they love to be chit-chatting all fucking day, okay? This is what they love, because they need attention. They don't want to just sit there by themselves, watch a movie, read a book, clean their house or something like that. No, they need stimulation. They need attention. So what better way than social media? And really, social media is what has enabled the narcissist to be so independent the way they are today. People say, why is there so much narcissism in the world? Well, there's a lot of reasons why there's narcissism in the world. I'm not going to get into all of that in this podcast, but social media has enabled the narcissist to have plenty of supply, which therefore makes the narcissist very independent. So narcissists will be on social media chit-chatting, or take it from the inbox to getting on the phone with people and chit-chatting. What's the next thing that narcissists do while they're alone? They love to hoover their exes. They love to know that their exes still care. So they may send a random text to their ex, maybe from a fake number. How are you? Hello. What you doing? They love the WYD text, okay? When a narcissist sends the WYD text, you know that narcissist is bored, okay? And they're sending it out to random people because they want to see what other people are doing, and they're looking for somebody to entertain them, all right? Or they may be looking to come over to have sex with somebody or something, all right? But that narcissist is, they're bored. But they love to hoover their exes, reach out, in some sort of way, maybe send them a friend request even. I've had narcissists do that after many years, send me a friend request on Facebook. They may even reach out to their ex's friends or family. So they're going to they want to feel good knowing that they're still connected to their exes. Because again, remember the analogy I gave you in my older podcast. Their exes are like the old toy that they never wanted to get rid of. They don't play with it so much anymore, but they never want to throw it away, and they always want to know that it's there. So they may be, reaching out in some way, trying to break that line of communication so that they know that their ex is there. Narcissists want to feel that sense of security in knowing that their exes still care. So they're going to test you. And, when you get a hoover by an ex, it's usually because they're either not doing good or they're bored or they're alone, okay? Next, that's why a lot of times they could be in relationships and maybe their partner went to work or something and they're home alone and they don't know what to do with themselves, and they troll their ex's social media, and then they may reach out to them and send them a message, okay? Even if they have somebody. They don't care. They just want to know that, that person, that ex still cares about them, and they want to open the line of communication to know that today or tomorrow they could come back to them. Next, what a narcissist does when they're alone. They love to plot revenge on their enemies, okay? Narcissists, they never just let anything go, okay? They always have an enemies list, and they always think back on who did them dirty, who called them out, who exposed them, who criticized them, who judged them. So what are they going to do while they're alone? They're going to think of a way to get back at the people that caused a narcissistic injury to them. That's why I tell you guys, you got to be really careful when you cause a narcissistic injury on a narcissist, because it is never, ever forgotten. They will most definitely always try to seek some sort of a revenge on you. So they may think of ways to get you in trouble with the law. They may try to rat you out for something. They may try to talk to people that you know and smear you behind your back, or try to get people against you so that you're isolated and alone. But they're going to try to plot to hurt their enemies or people that have caused narcissistic injuries to them in the past. Even if something happened years ago, with the narcissist, you may have exposed them, or you may have really called them out. You may have humiliated that narcissist. Well, guess what? That narcissist is never, ever going to forget that. And they're going to want to seek revenge. They're going to want to make you pay for something that you may have done even 10 years ago. So, the narcissist is going to be thinking about ways to try to hurt you. All right, this is how evil they are. They just can't forgive. They can't forget. They can't let things go. So they're always going to try to plot revenge. This is what they'll be doing. Oh, they're going to be thinking about, how can I hurt my ex? How can I hurt my ex? Can I take them to court for this? Can I call CPS, Child Protective Services, on them? Can I do this to them? Can I do that to them? They always want to hurt people that walked away from them or didn't want to be bothered with them or expose them. It's never forgotten, never. So when the narcissist is alone, they're going to be plotting revenge on how to hurt their enemies, okay? Next thing they love to do is to call up their flying monkeys, okay? The minute the narcissist is alone, not only are they doing all these other things, their addictions, drinking, smoking, doing drugs, all these kind of things, being on social media, being on dating apps, inbox, hoovering exes, but they're also calling the flying monkeys because they want the flying monkeys' validation. So what are they going to be doing? They're going to be smearing you. The minute you walk out that door, let's say you're going somewhere or you're going to work, the narcissist is home. The minute you walk out that door, that narcissist is going to be picking up that phone and talking to one of their flying monkeys and talking about, something that you did and ripping you up and saying that, you have mental issues, or that, you're insufferable, or you're this, or you're that. And they're going to have the flying monkeys saying, oh, wow, I can't believe you're dealing with that. Oh, yeah, that's terrible. Oh, this. And who's usually their flying monkeys? Either a very close friend or their toxic mother or toxic father. That's who the closest flying monkeys usually are. And that's who they're going to be calling when you're not around, because they can't resist to rip up you or anybody else that has rubbed them the wrong way, or people that they are incredibly jealous of. So they're going to be calling their flying monkeys as well. All right. Next thing that the narcissist does when they're alone is they'll be trolling your social media. Okay. This is like what I said before, how they'll be hoovering their exes. They're going to be trolling social media. Not only are they looking for new supply, but they're also trolling old supplies, social media. So they may, if they know that they can't contact their old supply, like they know that their old supply is just going to slam that door or something like that, they are going to try to provoke them. That's what they do. They will try to provoke them by maybe writing nasty comments, maybe from a catfish profile. Let's say their exes have public profiles. They'll put comments on there, nasty comments, criticizing the way they look or calling them stupid, or some kind of, they're going to be throwing out the insults on their ex's social media if they know that they can't hoover them and the ex won't take them back. So what else are they going to do? They're going to try to insult them on their social media, and they'll be trolling the social media of their exes. Also, they're very, very nosy. They want to know what's going on with their ex. They want to feel better about themselves, so they're hoping that their exes are going to post something about how they're depressed, how they're not doing well. That, you guys, you don't know how much satisfaction you give a narcissist when you post memes like, oh, there aren't any good men or good women out there, or, I'll just be celibate, I'll just be this, blah, blah. When you post that and your narcissistic ex sees that, do you know the satisfaction they get out of that? Knowing that you've given up hope. That was the narcissist's goal, to make you give up hope. And when they see that they have accomplished that you're not doing well, you give that narcissist so much satisfaction. This is why the best thing is to keep all your stuff on private, keep all your shit on private. Don't let the narcissist know one fucking thing about what's going on in your life. And, don't give them nothing. Don't give them when things are going great, and don't give them when it's going past, because it could work both ways. You don't want to let them know when things are great either, because they'll try to sabotage you. So they're going to be trolling their exes or their enemies' social media, trying to see what's going on. Narcissists always want to know what's going on. This way they could figure out how to hurt you, all right? So they want to get in the inside. They check the social media. Maybe they'll even reach out to somebody that's a mutual friend or family member to see what's going on. There's sly snakes. That's these covert narcissists that want to just try to find out and figure out, and they want to make sure that you're not doing good, okay? That's why no response. And the people that that know the narcissist, no response, okay? So you guys, narcissists, instead of working on themselves, making themselves a better person, they're not working on themselves, trying to make themselves a better person, because narcissists think that they're great. They really do. Deep down, narcissists think they're great people. They think that they've done so much for everybody. I've done everything for everybody, and this is how I get repaid. That's the attitude of the narcissist. So they don't look at themselves that like they've made any mistakes or they've done anything wrong. No, you're the problem, not them in their minds, all right? Narcissists, like I said, they think they're great and they think they've done so much for you and for everybody else. They never think that they erred or they did anything wrong. So they're never going to be trying to, sit and reflect. Narcissists don't want to self-reflect, because Doing self-reflection means that they did something wrong, which means that they have to face shame, which they don't want to do, okay? The narcissist does not want to face shame. So they rather, be in their delusional world of thinking that they're incredibly wonderful and that everybody else is the problem and not them, okay? So when a narcissist is alone, they're, feeding their fetishes, their addictions, they're on social media, they're hoovering their exes, they're plotting revenge against anybody that caused a narcissistic injury or, anybody that they're envious and jealous of as well. They're trolling your social media, trying to see what's going on because they're nosy. They're trying to get new supply. What they're not doing is they're not just relaxing, okay? Narcissists don't like to relax. They're nervous wrecks. That's from their anxiety. Narcissists have a deep-rooted anxiety. I told you this in many of my podcasts. Narcissists are anxious and depressed people. So they're a nervous wreck that just can't, they can't self-regulate their emotions and just, relax and enjoy peace and tranquility. And they don't like placid. They like chaos. They like uprest. They like, chaos. They like causing trouble. So that's what they do. They're going to get on the phone. They may cause trouble for other people by triangulating, by calling up people and starting shit, gossiping about people. When they're alone, they're going to be gossiping about other people to cause problems, to get these other people to hate them so they don't want to be bothered and isolate the person who's their target. So they're troublemakers. So narcissists don't just, take the time to just work on themselves and enjoy the peace. No, they want to always cause problems. They thrive on chaos. They're not about peace. They're not peaceful people. That's why I tell you, they have that demonic spirit within themselves. They can't just live and let live and live in peace. Instead, they're fucking troublemakers that are always looking for a way to cause trouble. I'll give you guys an example. That could be the toxic narcissistic mother-in-law, that the minute that you leave, they're calling their partner and causing problems, all right? Or your partner is calling the toxic mother-in-law causing problems, or they're calling, one of your friends, or they're trying to be chummy with your friends, frenemies and stuff like that, to talk about you behind your back and cause problems, all right? Narcissists love to cause problems. So they're going to be doing all this destructive stuff when you're not around because there's somebody that is a miserable person inside that wants to cause problems and make other people miserable. Misery loves company. Remember what I always tell you guys. Misery loves company. So that's what the narcissist does when they're alone. They feed their addictions. They, prospect on social media. They hoover. They plot revenge. They troll your social media. And they try to provoke people and start trouble by gossiping and doing things like that, or insulting people on their social media as well, okay? Or talking behind people's backs. This is what the narcissist does when they're alone. And one last thing that I want to add that they do alone is that they're not usually alone very long, because the first thing that they'll do the minute that they're alone, that you walk out that door or something like that, they'll be calling up another supply and either telling them they're coming over or have that supply to the house, okay? So when they're alone, they're not going to be alone long. They're going to try to fill that void and either be going to someone's house or having somebody come to their house. That's what the narcissist is doing when they're alone. I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio, you guys, at askgaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. If you're confused, you don't know if you're dealing with a narcissist and you need clarity, check out that coaching link in the bio at askgaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. I have limited time, you guys, because I'm working on another project. So you have to, make an appointment in advance. Also, check out my YouTube. I lay it down on that YouTube. Over 6,000 videos. There is a lot of information on my YouTube. I have covered so much. I am like, you guys, I'm running out of things to talk about because I feel like I've covered almost everything. And it's all on my YouTube at the Game Exposed podcast. TikTok is the Game Exposed. Instagram is the Game EXP123. And Facebook, for right now, is the Game EXP777. And have a terrific day, you guys.